Hi, welcome to one of my most anticipated reading vlogs to make of this entire year. And right off the bat, this is going to be fully spoilers for every book in the series. So if you haven't read it yet and you want to, don't watch this unless you don't care about spoilers. But yes, just know fully going in, I'm not even gonna mark where spoilers are because this is just gonna be a fully spoiler video. So proceed with caution. Today, I am picking up the series that I have been waiting so long to read. I'm so excited, so I'm just gonna get right into it. And we knew it was gonna be this, right? You read the title, you knew it was gonna be this, but yes, I am starting the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and I am so excited. So I knew about Caraval. I kind of got on Book Talk right around when it started. I believe it started in 2020, and I started seeing some, and I started saving some books, and then I started reading. About a year later, so in August of 2021 is when I started reading again. So I've known about Caraval, and I wanted to pick it up, but then I didn't because it intimidated me, and I heard something, I won't say what it is just in case it is true and a spoiler, but I just heard something about it that made me not want to read it. But I've heard absolutely wonderful things about this series, and I've been wanting to read this for months, but I wanted to wait for the third book to come out, which at this point of me reading it, it already has. So if I like this, I will pick up Caraval, and I will make a reading vlog for that trilogy as well. This will kind of be my tester because I definitely wanted to read this one. Caraval was iffy, but if this is good, definitely will be picking up Caraval. So that is where we're at, but I started this morning. I am currently on page 47 or chapter 7. I am so enthralled. I really love that this book kind of just starts and then throws you into the plot a little bit, and just things are explained here and there as the main character, Evangeline, just thinks of it, which I really like. World building for me is very iffy. I only like it in specific ways, and I kind of enjoy just being thrown into the plot and then having mini info dumps just in the character's brain a lot of the time. I very much dislike when it's chapters upon chapters upon chapters of just world building and info dumping and explain, that feels textbook-ish to me. So I'm really enjoying how this it throws you in, it happens, it's great. I've seen Jax for maybe 15 to 20 pages at this point, and I am in love with him already. So I get the appeal, I really do. I genuinely am less than 50 pages or just about 50 pages in, and I can already see this being a favorite, which is crazy because that happens very rarely for me. So very much enjoying this, very excited to be reading this trilogy. And then, as I mentioned, spoilers, I will be talking about them. So my god, a little bit of a story time. So I have a Bookstagram. If you care, link down below. It's the same as my YouTube username, Sorcery of Books. And I follow, I think, 2 art accounts on Instagram because I do like seeing fan art. And one of the art accounts posted a picture of Evangeline, but it was one of those, I forget what they're called, set swipes, you could swipe, and there were 2 more pictures. And I swiped as I was reading the caption, and the caption happened to be swipe for a spoiler. This was months ago, so hadn't read it yet. So I read that as I swiped, and then I looked up. So completely my fault. Should have read the caption first, but I swiped and I saw the spoiler, which the first one was of her, the second one is of her half stone, and then the third one of her was fully stone. So I was like, okay, so the main character turns to stone, and I had heard that book 2 has a crazy ending. So I was like, oh, so book 2's ending is she turns to stone. Okay. And in my brain I was like, it's lame that I have the spoiler for the crazy ending, but I don't know how or why that happens, so it's okay. Tell me why I'm on page 50 and she has already been turned to stone and unturned. I'm so confused. Does she turn to stone again? Or was that just, did I just get the spoiler wrong? Is there a different ending to book 2? I'm so confused. Obviously, I have to wait until the end of book 2 to find out, but that was, to me, crazy. I was so confused when she turned to stone. I was like, wait, it happens twice? And then she unturned to stone, like, what, 10 pages later? And I'm confused. I don't know if I already read the spoiler that I saw, because if I did, then I truly have absolutely no idea what happens in this book whatsoever. Or she turns to stone twice in the series, which that seems unlikely, because everyone was talking about how the Ballad of Never After's ending is crazy and it's a cliffhanger, which is why I assumed it was the main character turning to stone, because that's a crazy ending. But she wouldn't do it twice, would she? I don't know. I'm confused, but I'm intrigued. And I'm loving it so far. So yeah, 50 pages in, this has already been a wild ride. I've already been thrown for a loop. I am confused. But yeah, this is looking great. So we'll see. I'm so excited. I really have nothing else to say other than that. I'm just so excited, and I'm so excited for this journey, and I hope you enjoy it with me. And let's hope this is great, because I would love to pick up Garber if I love this, because I've heard great things about both series. I will be back once I have read some more. I have to get some stuff done today, so I'm gonna try and forget about this book until I'm done with everything. But that's gonna be a difficult thing. And I have a lot of plans this weekend, so I'm gonna be in pain. But it's fine. We'll see. It's fine. I'll be fine. We're good. We're fine. I've been talking 10 minutes. I'm gonna go. Bye. Hi, long time no speak. So I'm going to be perfectly honest. I was completely enthralled by this and kind of just forgot that I was filming this. So we have several updates. I am this far into the book. I am on page 286, which is chapter 40. So basically what has happened so far is she made the deal with Jax, turned to stone, unturned to stone, was invited to go to the north to be a part of this bowl for Prince Apollo to pick a bride, was picked to be his bride, got married, and then a little bit more has happened since then. But first I need to make a comment. So all of that has happened just a couple of chapters before I made it to the wedding scene. I was minding my business on Instagram, and like I said, I've been completely enthralled by this book. It is definitely going to be a favorite series if it keeps going the way that it's going. So, fan art has been showing up on my Instagram. I have been interacting with it. I've been trying only to interact with fan art that is just portraits of the characters so that nothing is too spoilery. And there was one that I clicked on and it was just Evangeline running. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that seems to be on par with something that might happen in this book. And then I read the caption where it says, Evangeline running away from cursed Prince Apollo. And then I looked at the thing and I saw him riding off her on a horse. I was like, oh, I just spoiled something for myself again. Like, I knew he'd been cursed at that point because of like the whole love spell on him to get him to marry her because of Jax. But I was like, oh, things must escalate a lot. Apparently he's dead now because on their wedding night, someone poisoned him with Lala's tears. So apparently he's dead now. So I'm still confused. I keep guessing in situations where I see fan art of a spoiler, I assume I know what that spoiler is, and then I get it completely wrong. So I'm very confused. I'm also very certain that when I was flipping through book 2, I saw his name, or in book 3. So I thought like it's gonna be like a love triangle situation between Jax, Evangeline, and Apollo, but I'm so confused. I don't understand what is happening. I don't understand where this book is going. Every time I try and guess something, I get it completely wrong apparently. I don't know what is happening right now. And again, I'm only this far into book 1 of 3. I have no idea. I went into this completely blind. I knew there was a Jax that everyone loved. I knew the main character was Evangeline, and I knew she got turned to stone. I have no idea what is going to happen in the series. I have not read the backs of any of the books, nor am I planning to. I wanted to go into this as blind as possible, which I am happy about because everything that's happening is taking me by surprise, which is really fun. But also, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where this is going. I don't know what the point of the story is. I don't know what the point of the conflict is. I'm so confused. As of right now, again, just kind of in a state of confusion because is he going to come back to life? Is he actually dead? Is he just under some like sleeping curse? Like, is he Sleeping Beauty? I don't know. I'm confused. I don't understand what's going on. Right now, they're meeting with a vampire? I didn't even know there were vampires in this book. Should I be shocked? No. Am I? Yes. I can see why this is such a highly rated, well-loved book and series so far, because my god, it's insane. I love it though. I really, really do love it. I am obsessed, and it's amazing. So yeah. Today it is Tuesday. I really want to try and finish this by Friday. I would like to have my final update by Friday. Highly doubt that that's going to happen, but I'm on page 286 and there's 404 pages, so I only have like 130 if you round up. No, not 130, 140, whatever. I'm bad at math. But I have less than 150 pages left, which I feel like I'm busy all of tomorrow, but between today and Thursday, 150 pages shouldn't be too difficult to achieve. So I'm really hoping that I get to finish this Thursday-ish. So that's where I'm at. I get why Jax is so popular. He's like the perfect morally gray character, except nothing is morally gray. So far he just seems bad. Like, I mean, he's very well loved, so he's gonna be good. He has to be good. I don't know. I keep assuming stuff and guessing it wrong, so maybe I should just shut my big fat mouth. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm loving it so far. I'm gonna try and check in a bit more often. I have been a bit bad at checking in, but like I said, I just get so like sucked into these books and I don't update over weekends. And I read most of this over the weekend, so 10 out of 10 would recommend. But if you're watching this, I assume you've already read it, so I recommend a reread. Hi. Little disclaimer, if I look bad now or in the clip where I'm filming the end of book 2, ignore that. I am ill. But I did finish Once Upon a Broken Heart, and wow. So basically the ending, Evangeline found out that Jax was the reason Apollo was in a state of suspended sleep, which that was just crazy in itself, the fact that he didn't die, but I was kind of expecting it because I saw his name when I was flipping through book 3 and book 2, so I was like, if he died, they wouldn't be talking about him this much. And then I also saw the fan art of a cursed Apollo chasing her, so I was like, that hasn't happened yet. So I don't know, but yeah. And she was mad at Jax. I was surprised that he was the one who cursed him though, because I keep forgetting he is like an actual villain and he just is the love interest as well. So that, like, I keep thinking, oh, he's not gonna do something bad, and then he does something bad and I'm shocked, just like Evangeline. I'm just as dumb as her apparently, which is funny. But I ended up giving this 5 stars. I loved it, and I picked up the Ballad of Never After immediately. And I don't know, my only review for this is that if this series isn't a favorite, I think I might actually cry, because I am in love with this. Like, this is Margaret Rogerson level love, which is very high, because every book she's ever written I've given 5 stars. I love her work, and the fact that this is so good that it's on her level is stunning. And I was so excited to get into Ballad of Never After and just continue the series. And I don't know, I'm truly in love with Jax. I think he's amazing. I'm also in love with Evangeline. She is so wonderful. She's a bit dumb, but like, I get why she's making her choices. Like, she's not one of those characters where it's like, why do you keep making those decisions? Like, I can fully see why she keeps doing what she's doing, even though I was kind of like, that might not be the smartest thing, but I get it. If I were in that situation, I'd probably do the same. So I guess it. I love it. This is 5 stars, and this is just one of the most exciting reading journeys that I've been on in a while. So yeah, those were my only thoughts really. I just honestly jumped straight into the Ballad of Never After, which is very exciting. So I'm reading the Ballad of Never After. I just started it this morning, and at the end, as we know, Jax put Apollo in a state of sleep. So far, this has kind of just been Evangeline trying to figure out how to get Apollo out of the sleeping state without using Jax's help. And then she goes and visits him every day. And then over here on page 40 to 43, essentially Jack comes in, he's talking to her, they're with Apollo. Apollo's eyes go red and he grabs her and he's squeezing her, and he ended up giving her a bruise, but Jack slashes his hand so that he can let go of Evangeline because he was going to break her bones. And then Evangeline starts bleeding as well at the same place that Apollo was cut, and then Jack tells her that someone has cursed her and Apollo, which this makes a lot of sense now in terms of the spoiler I talked about earlier about a cursed Apollo chasing Evangeline. I'm guessing that's going to happen in this book, but we will see. And I'm just so excited to figure out what is going to happen because, like I said, going into these completely blind, not even reading the blurbs, so this is wild so far, and I am not even 50 pages in yet, so I'm excited. It's literally 2 minutes later, but what? Luck is Lucian? When did this happen? What is happening? What are you doing to me? What do you mean luck is the heir? How did this happen? Someone explain it to me. Oh my god, it's happening. It is happening. Where is it? Oh yeah, right there. Like a rider astride on a horse, it was Apollo. So this is where she runs from him. I don't know why, but this is where she runs from him. I'm so excited to find out what is happening. Also, again, this came so quickly. There's so much left. There's 400 pages. I'm on 66. Where is this book going? I'm so confused. How is this a trilogy? What is the point of it? When's the arch being opened? I'm so confused. Okay, I'm gonna go find out why he's chasing her. Hi, so I finished this bad boy this morning. So I updated a lot more for this book than I did for Once Upon a Broken Heart, I'm pretty sure. I loved Once Upon a Broken Heart. It's still a 5-star series. I still think about it every day. But this one definitely is a lot more action-packed. I will give it that. So, a lot has happened. Biggest thing is I hate Apollo so much, okay? At this point in filming, I've already read the first chapter of A Curse for True Love. But about halfway through this book, I just started to get like this inkling for Apollo, whereas like I have a feeling I'm not going to like him. And especially because it kind of feels a little bit like a love triangle, but not really. It's just, yeah. So I don't even know where to start. Obviously, his curse was lifted, which good for Evangeline, but also just, I wish he died, honestly. Like that's where I wished he end up, at least right now. Maybe my mind will change with the third book, but right now I don't like him. The ending, my goodness. When she died and it just said the end, I immediately went and grabbed book 3. I went so quickly and I like looked to see like, is this just like the intro to book 1, but I was astounded. I get why people thought that ending was I mean, I think it's completely crazy, but I get how people were just like, how are you gonna just leave me with that ending and then make me wait a year to find out what happens? Like, that is insane. That is crazy. I nearly cried when Jax gave up his one chance to time travel back to Princess Donatella, and he did it to save Evangeline, and he was like, there is nothing of equal value for me in regards to like saving her life. I was swooning, I was internally crying, I was screaming, and if it wasn't for the fact that I was ill, all that would have been done out loud. I ascended when I read that, and I do not think I'll be coming down. I don't think I'll be coming down. And honestly, when I reached the halfway point of this book, I fully went and bought the box set of the Garber trilogy because I'm not ready to leave this world. I know a lot of people say you should read that one first, and I think someone said you like spoil something in the series for that one, but much like this series, I have absolutely no idea what's that about other than it's a magical carnival and that her sister goes missing. Like, that's all that I know. So whatever I spoiled, I don't know what it is, and quite frankly I don't care because Carnival was never of interest to me as much as this series have been. I'm picking that up because I love this series so much, so whatever. But loving the world, loving the writing, loving the characters. I am so obsessed. I think I might like reread this every year because I love it so much. And I might need to stop making YouTube videos because I have so many books that I love. I might never read a new book ever again because I just want to read these over and over and over again. Like, this has consumed my life. Because I was planning on finishing this book this morning and then taking a break and picking up the third book later. I couldn't do it. I had to read at least one chapter, which I did, and then I stopped. But this is, I love it. I love it so much. This is my new favorite fantasy series ever. Again, Margaret Rogerson level love. I have no words. That ending was insane. Oh my god. Okay. And then Apollo made her lose her memories, and he's blaming Jax for everything. This is too fresh for me to talk about. I'm not okay at all. I'm obsessed. I want to finish this series today, but I also want to never finish the series because when it's over, it's over. And I'm not emotionally ready for it to be over, ever, I don't think. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm feeling a lot of feelings because of the series, which is insane, because I had a very strong inkling going into this that I would love this series, but I did not think I would love it this much. Like, I want to carry these with me wherever I go, just hold them. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of crack Stephanie Garber put into these books, but I am a lifelong fan. So, officially, I will read the Carvel trilogy probably immediately after this. Hopefully I'll be just as obsessed. And then every new book she reads, I will read. That's really, I think, all that I have to say. Since the Valerie Arch part was such a mystery, I really wasn't too shocked to find out that the actual velours were what was trapped inside of the Valerie Arch. Like, it was definitely surprising, but I had like absolutely no guesses for it. And I was just like, I'll find out when I find out type of thing. So that's kind of where I'm at, but it was definitely still a surprise. And Chaos being Coster, that was an insane plot twist, and I'm still in shock when he just like ripped out her neck because he was hungry. Like, that was insane to me. I did kind of wonder if that might come, like, a little bit. I was like, I mean, he's a vampire, and I had like a bad feeling, but also she kind of tricks you a little bit because he like comes up, he's like, yeah, I'm fine, but then when she looks into his eyes, that's when it happens. So it was still shocking nonetheless, because you think it's gonna happen, and then she makes you think it won't, and then it does. And just Jack showing up out of nowhere as he usually does, my goodness, I'm not over that. I'm not over the fact that he went back in time. I get emotional thinking about it. I think I always will, and I'm rumbling right now, so I'm going to go do something productive so that I can go back to reading, because I need to do productive things before I can allow myself to read more. But obsessed, so obsessed. Like, this is the series I will own like 15 copies of. That's how obsessed I am, because I always said I will never want to be that person that has like 7 copies of the same book, because I get if you're a like, I understand it, but I never wanted to be that person. That was never something that I aspired for. It was never something that I really truly saw myself doing, because I was just like, I have the copy that I read, and that's all that I need. This book, this series, is the anomaly. This series, I will probably try and get my hands on as many different versions as I can. I have a lot of feelings, so wish me luck, because book 3 is gonna be a wild ride. I know people were disappointed by it, which makes my expectations a bit lower, which is kind of nice, because I think I will be less disappointed, if not at all, because I know people say it's not as good. It's still very good, but just not as good as book 1 and 2. But regardless, it's still going to be a wild ride, because for me, the most important part is that Evangeline and Jax end up together, and if they don't, I will set these on fire. Literal, I will throw them into a fireplace that I don't even have. I will find a fireplace, I will break into a house with one, and I will burn these. That is what I'll do if they don't end up together. So, if she ends up with Apollo, no. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. I didn't realize Apollo gets his own chapters in A Curse for True Love. If he has a lot, I am going to be very annoyed, because I've already cursed him out multiple times for gaslighting Evangeline into the depths of hell. So, obviously, because of Apollo at the end of the Ballad of Never After, Evangeline forgot her memories, and I finally got to page 98, which is Jax's first chapter. And at the end, he says, "You already know Little Fox," when she asks him what his name is. And let me tell you, I nearly started sobbing when I read that. Like, I took a break. So I'm just a little further along. I'm on chapter 13, and she just kind of had a memory because Jax gave her his dagger that she carried around in the first 2 books. And let me tell you, I am on page 112. I have this much left of the book. I still have a significant portion left, but I am so not ready for this to end. This is the first time in my life that I wish a series was longer, and genuinely, Caraval arrived legit an hour ago because I knew I wouldn't be ready to leave this world by the time the series ended, but I'm considering just rereading the trilogy immediately after this. Like, I am not ready to let it go, which is crazy. It's insane. I feel like a maniac, but I love this series so much. I did not think this would be a favorite, but I already feel a void coming. I'm going to be in such a big slump once this is done, and I'm not looking forward to that. So, send help, I guess. I'm sorry, but Apollo's the reason she fell into the well? Are you kidding me? And she gave him no choice. She gave him no choice, you little liar. I hate this man. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. So, Apollo just killed a 14-year-old boy. I already hated him before this, but I thought maybe there's a chance of redemption at some point, because at least he wasn't doing anything too bad. But then he killed his guards for doing something that he instructed them to do, which was pushing Evangeline into the well. He tortured her tutor, even though she did nothing. He framed her, and now he stabbed a 14-year-old boy in the heart and has the gall to say that he wasn't really a monster, even though he clearly is, because he's doing all these terrible things, and I want him to die. Please tell me he dies at the end. I hate him. I want him out of this book. So we're at the part where Evangeline finally realized that Jax is Archer, and because she doesn't remember him for the most part, she just has a few memories, she thinks that he's the enemy, and she's on the way to go tell Apollo so that they can capture and kill Jax. And let me tell you, my anxiety is through the roof right now. I hope she doesn't tell him. I don't know how. Maybe she changes her mind. Maybe she doesn't reach him. I don't know. I don't care. But she needs to not tell Apollo, because I am stressed out right now. Evangeline finally has her memories, and she's thinking about Apollo in the way that I like to see, so I'm very happy. It took a bit of a while for her to get her memories back. I believe she got her memories back on page 230, and like I said, this is 255, so it took a bit, but it's very satisfying knowing that she knows exactly what's going on, and that Apollo is exactly those 3 things. So I'm happy and a bit less stressed out now that she knows what's going on. So I actually quite liked Aurora for a little bit. I thought she was trustworthy, and then I got to this page, which basically solidifies the fact that she is helping Apollo manipulate Evangeline, and she's the reason he was able to make her forget about her memory. She gave him the potion on the day that he did it. That's what this part's about. So I don't like her. I want her to die along with Apollo. They need to go. I'm reading this for Evangeline and Jax, not for this. I am so tired of being this stressed out. I was less stressed in combination of book 1 and 2 than I am in this book, and I don't like it. So I'm on page 89, and she's trying to escape from the camp, and then Jax appears, and obviously I was so excited. But then she says, "I remember," and he said, "Do you now? Tell me, pet, just how much do you remember?" That pet is not anything Jax would ever call Evangeline. I am betting you right now that this is Apollo, and the thing that Aurora gave him was to shapeshift into Jax or something of the sort, and I bet you it's him, and my eyes just skip forward and it says here that Jax was acting strange, so I'm pushing it out there. I think it's Apollo, and I will check in once I find out if I'm true or not. Okay, so I'm at the next chapter. It's in Apollo's point of view, and it says here that Aurora is taking him to the Tree of Souls. And over here, Chaos came and rescued her and said, we need to leave before Jax tries to kill you again. So I guess I was incredibly wrong, and Jax is just losing his mind, I guess. I don't know. I'm guessing he wants to kill her because she won't give up on him, but he also doesn't want her to be with Apollo. That's my guess. I don't know, but I was wrong. I do think my guess was good, though. That would have been a good twist. So, oh well. So I'm near the end. Evangeline kissed Jax and survived, and then Apollo came and kidnapped her. He took her to the Tree of Souls. He drank from it, and I guessed that Evangeline wouldn't die because Apollo loves himself way more than he loves her, and I was right. So they're there, he drank from the tree, and Apollo's like, you told me it would take the life of the person I love the most, and then Wulfric is like, it's taking you. So I'm so happy that not only is Apollo dying, but it's because of his own stupid selfishness, and he deserves this. He very much deserves this. And I want to apologize to Wulfric for not having trusted him, because clearly he knew what he was doing. But I'm very close to the end, and I might cry. I'm not ready for this to be over whatsoever. I finished A Curse for True Love, and I just spent like the last hour crying. I'm being dramatic. I wasn't like sobbing, but I did cry. I'm so sad that it's over. Spoiler, this is the Garber trilogy right behind me. I'm not ready to leave the world, so. But it was so good. I did find 2 out of the 3 alternate endings online, and I read them, and I do have to say 10 out of 10 recommend reading the alternate endings because they do really help wrap it up quite a lot. But the original ending does wrap up. Like, there's no cliffhangers or anything like that. In my opinion, I felt that it was wrapped up pretty well. The bonus epilogues just give you that little bit more that you want to see. Kind of. I will talk about the bonus epilogues. But overall, her and Jax end up together. Thank goodness. Apollo, he didn't really die. He got sucked into the tree when he was trying to become immortal, or I guess he did turn into an immortal, but like I said in my last clip, he loved himself more than Evangeline, so he got sucked into the tree. And then the epilogue was kind of in the point of view of the Magnificent North's story curse, which was kind of like a pleasant surprise. I really liked that the series started with the point of view of a bell and then ended with the story curse's point of view. I want to cry again. I just love this series so much. Like, genuinely, it's my favorite series. Stephanie Garber is now one of my favorite authors. I would even go as far as to say I love it more than some of Margaret Rogerson's books. It's equal with Sorcery of Thorns. And I'm just so emotional. I'm so sad that it's over. I feel like I'm losing a friend. God, I'm not the type of person who cries on camera. Stop it. But yes, in terms of ratings, I did only finish this about an hour ago, so I'm still kind of sitting on it. I don't exactly know what I want to give it. I'm thinking of a 4.5. The reason I don't think this is going to be a 5-star book for me is because there is a ton of Apollo, and I hate Apollo. And Jax and Evangeline were not together very often, especially compared to the 2 previous books. Because in book 1, they were together for maybe like 80% of the time. For book 2, they were together for about 90% of the time. And then with book 3, they were together for maybe like 40 to 50% of the time. So it was a massive drop. And I love their scenes together. I love their banter. I love their relationship. I love everything everything about them, so it was disappointing for me how little they were together. And in terms of the actual plot, it's understandable, but it still makes me a bit sad. And I do wish I wish the bonus chapters were just a part of the normal story and they were just one giant epilogue or something. I don't know, but I just wish there was more of them. This is this is the only series / books that I wished were longer. I have never in my life wished a book was longer. I've either wished they were shorter or I thought they were like the perfect length. I wish these were longer. I would read a 1,000-page book on these characters, and it makes me, again, like so sad that it's over. It is taking my entire willpower not just to reread this entire series over again, but I think I will. I genuinely think I will reread the series again very soon, and I think this is going to be one of those series that I might reread at least once a year because genuinely I love it so much. In terms of the bonus epilogue in the Barnes & Noble's edition, I think that's my favorite epilogue so far. There's still one more I have to read, but I couldn't find it anywhere. But that one, they go to the Hollow and they basically live together, and then they open the inn back up, and it's just a very sweet, fluffy 7 pages that gives you kind of that closure that you need. And then the UK Stones bonus epilogue, that one, she borrows the Truth Stone from Minora and she goes to write in her blood that Apollo can be freed from his tree if his one true love bleeds on it. And then Jax comes along, and he's Jax, so he adds a timeline and like curses and stuff. And basically Evangeline said he was the villain, what he did is inexcusable, but he was cursed 4 times and she believes he deserves a second chance. So that's why she went and wrote that if his true love were to bleed on the tree, he would be freed, and he is immortal now. So I still hate him. So I'm not very happy about that. And the way it's written, I don't remember the ending exactly, but Jax tells her like, oh, I thought you said nothing's impossible or something like that. So it's very much alluding to the fact that Apollo might be getting his own book or series. And I'm iffy on that because I really hate him. But if that means I get to be in the Magnificent North for longer, I will 100% take it. And if that means we might get some Jax and Evangeline cameos, I will 100% take it. And in general, I'd be willing to give it a shot because, I mean, Jax is the villain and I love him. He and Evangeline are my favorite book characters ever. So maybe I'll feel differently if Apollo gets a redemption arc of some sort, because who knows, maybe he's very likable when he's with not Evangeline, because she didn't like him. She wanted to be with Jax. I wanted her to be with Jax. So it's a whole thing. But if he gets a book or a series, I will definitely pick it up. I really hope we get at least one more series in this world because it's such a fantastic world. And a lot of people say that this is good if you are new to fantasy because there's not a lot of world building and it's very simple to understand. And whilst that is true, it doesn't make this world any less extraordinary than a world with a ton of world building and complicated magic systems and everything. So I really love it. This has been my favorite book series of the year, and I'm so happy that I like gave in and read it because I just heard people raving about it, and I am a changed woman, and Stephanie Garber has a fan for life. So if you have read this, I mean, I assume you've read this if you're watching the full spoiler video, but let me know what you think of this series. And thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. You watched me fall in love with a book series, and I'm not the same person I was at the start of this, so that's great. But yeah, if you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.